New details emerging in the Hunter Biden scandal.
Email reportedly show a meeting between his then vice president father, Joe Biden, and Hunter's business partners from around the world.
Yes, so we must have had a lot of translators there in two separate dinners that are chronicled in his laptop as it becomes leaked out more and more. Todd Piro joins us live as the plot thickens and his dad's presence as vice president very present.
Yeah, because Steve Ainsley and Brian, look at this date. It was scheduled for April 16th, 2015, of course, during the Obama-Biden administration. That, according to record from Hunter's infamously abandoned laptop. The guest list put together by Hunter included Russian billionaire Yelena Baturina, who previously transferred $3.5 million to a Delaware investment firm co-founded by Hunter and a former John Kerry advisor. Baturina's now deceased husband, the former corrupt mayor of Moscow, was also in attendance. At the time this dinner took place, Ukrainian energy company Burisma was paying Hunter Biden over $83,000 a month to sit on its board. The day after the meeting, a Burisma exec emailing Hunter, writing in part, quote, "Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving an opportunity to meet your father." The New York Post's exclusive findings raising new questions about President Biden's alleged ignorance of his son's business dealings. Listen.
Mr. Vice President, how many times have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period.
Both Bidens have denied any wrongdoing. Biden's presidential campaign denying the meeting with the Burisma boss ever took place. Back to you.
That's right. And there's two separate meetings there. Thanks, Todd.
Then how does he explain the email of one of the guys at that dinner thanking him, an executive from Burisma thanking Hunter Biden for introducing him to his dad?
We get details. It's in the New York Post today. Miranda Devine's got a book that's coming out in September. It's called Laptop from Hell. What's really curious is, and Todd talked about how Hunter was getting $83,000 a month in pay.
Until he wasn't vice president.
And then they got an email that said, hey, by the way, Hunter, your dad's no longer vice president. We're going to cut his pay in half. That tells you something.
And the second meeting, we don't have confirmation Joe was there, but it was Joe was on the guest list, and there was an email that said, my dad will be there. So why was his dad there with representatives, business people from Kazakhstan, Russia, the Ukraine? Again, this has got to be problematic. How could somebody at another network or newspaper not shoot up their hand and say, was the vice president, then vice president, at these meetings with these business people? Right. Do you think in retrospect that was appropriate for the vice president of the United States to be meeting with international business people associated with his son at two separate dinners? Either that, or is that your laptop? If not, we'd love to find out more. And isn't there an FBI investigation going on right now? What other information does the FBI need to know before they come forward with the results of Hunter Biden's 3-year-long investigation?
It's just the lying, though. He said, I don't ever talk to my son about business. Well, we know that's not true.
Right.
Who doesn't talk to their child about their business at all?
Period.
Right.
Right.
So when you look at that video of Peter Doocy asking him that, and he goes, no, I never talked to him. You were at dinner at Cafe Milano, the swankiest place in Washington, D.C., where my daughter's boyfriend proposed to her, where obviously you were talking about the business at the dinner with all those people.
So I've never heard of this restaurant, but according to this article,
fancy.
So it's the catchphrase is where the world's most powerful people go.
Well, and all I can tell you is he actually published a book, and on his book tour got away with this question. Was that your laptop? I really don't know. Well, and what could be the follow-up question? How can you not know? Let's go over a few emails. Does it sound like you? When you said your dad was coming to dinner, could that happen? Maybe you're not going to get those questions from Jimmy Kimmel.
I want to know why.
Do you think CBS, when he does his sit-down, could have done that?
I also want to know, why didn't he ever go pick it up?